Hello and welcome back to the Simple Joy Show. Today I want to talk about what happens when you're all about decluttering and living the simple life, but perhaps your significant other isn't quite on board. What do you do and how do you navigate that? This is the Simple Joy Show, the podcast for people who are ready to declutter and simplify their homes and lives to create more space, time, energy and freedom. I am your host, Hayley Forster, mother, wife and declutter coach, and I'm going to be sharing with you simple bite-sized nuggets to help you on your journey to living a simpler life through the power of decluttering. So if you're ready to choose calm over chaos, then let's dive into today's show. I constantly get asked, what if your spouse or partner doesn't share the enthusiasm for decluttering and a simpler life? And I want to tell you that I completely understand, I get it, and it can be really frustrating. When you have found this solution that gives you some form of peace of mind, some calm and some happiness, you obviously want your partner to join in. You want them to get on board with it. It's not just about decluttering, it's about experiencing that mental shift that comes along with that as well. The elevation in mood, the decrease in anxiety as well. You want to share that joy, you want to share that ease with them, particularly with the person that you're sharing your life with. And when they push back, it can feel really, really challenging. But this is where I want to stress to you that you do not have to wait for them to get it. Just as you've had your journey to get there, they've got their journey as well. So they might be at a bit of a crossroads at the moment, not sure in which direction to go. And that's okay. That's part of growth. That's part of life. And both of you have a say in how things flow in your home. But I just want to go back a little bit. Let's rewind. And I just want to say that it's essential first to communicate. You want to be able to have that calm, grounded conversation with your partner. You want to be able to express why it's so important to you, how it benefits you, how it perhaps benefits your children. But most importantly, you want to be able to listen to their side as well. So you could say something like, this is really crucial for my mental health, my well-being. I want our home to be a sanctuary. I don't want it to be a source of stress for us. How can we make it work together? We want to be able to respect each other's needs and wants and viewpoints and have that discussion. It's not about forcing your perspective on them, but it's about finding a middle ground that works for both of you. And I just want to share a little story from one of my clients. When they first started decluttering, her husband really wasn't on board. He got really nervous about it. He would hold on to things from the past, and he had a lot of sentimental items as well. And when she began decluttering, he got really anxious about it, and he would panic even though she hadn't touched his stuff and she was focusing on her own at first. So they managed to find a compromise, and they managed to create some spaces in the home that remained his domain. That was his space, and he could do whatever he wanted with it, and it would be untouched by my client's decluttering efforts that she was putting into it. And over time, actually, what he saw was the benefits it was giving his wife, and how much better their home felt and how much better she felt, and he started to feel those effects as well. And actually what we ended up seeing was that he started to join in with some of the decluttering as well. And it wasn't this big flamboyant, oh, I'm coming to join you on your journey. It was just that she noticed that he started to eliminate things on his own, and he perhaps would get rid of things that he wouldn't normally get rid of. And your situation might be slightly different, but there's always a compromise that you can find. But what's important is just setting those boundaries, respecting each other, and understanding that while, yes, decluttering is transformative, ultimately you need to put your relationship first, and that needs nurturing and understanding to do that. So I just want to give you 4 simple ways that you can try to get your partner on board to decluttering. So even if your partner is reluctant to get rid of things right now, you can try one or more of these suggestions and just see what happens and see where it takes you. And the first one is to just have patience with your partner. Converting someone from their current lifestyle to a declutterer who wants to get rid of items from their home and their life, it is a process. If you think about the process that you've been on yourself, then you know it can be quite a difficult journey and quite a long one as well. And we don't all have that light bulb moment at the same time. So just have patience with them. And if you're a naturally neat and tidy person and you just cannot get your head around how your partner can keep so much stuff, then this patience is even more necessary. Number 2 is be a good example. Declutter your own stuff and keep it that way. And this is where I always start with my clients. When you start decluttering, focus on your items only. Park your partner's things, don't look at them. Come to those at a different time. And what will happen is that by watching your positive attitude towards decluttering over time, it's going to make them see the possibilities of a clutter-free lifestyle, especially if you've both been clutter keepers in the past and you've both struggled with that. If they can see that you're reaping benefits from this, they're more likely to want to do it themselves. And actually what I have recommended to some of my clients, and it's worked a treat, is that if you, on an evening, if you're enjoying spending time with your partner and you want to watch some shows together, you could try and watch some of those sorting your home and life out programs, like Sort Your Life Out with Stacey Solomon. There's the Marie Kondo documentaries, there's Get Organised on Netflix, there's lots of hoarder type shows, but if you can watch those together and enjoy those together, actually they can be really big motivators because you can see the benefits and the changes in other people, and that can sometimes inspire them as well. Number 3 is offer to declutter with your partner. So never declutter your partner's belongings without their permission. Even if you know it's mostly rubbish or things that could be donated or things that they don't really use. Just ask yourself, how would you feel if someone went through your things and they made decisions and got rid of things without consulting you? And you'd probably be quite hurt and quite upset about it, and you might then retreat and you might be very unlikely to cooperate in the future with other decluttering projects. So your spouse is likely to feel the same, so just don't really go there. What you can do is make the offer to work with them and make sure that they know that they're going to have the final say about every item, and reassure them that taking everything away is not the goal. You're not trying to throw everything out. It's just you're really trying to focus on what matters to you, what you need, what you use, and all of the excess can go. And stick to your promise. And this is something that I do with my family as well. If there's a particular area that we need to declutter but it's not actually the majority of my stuff, is that I'll sit with them and we'll go, right, do you want this? No? Yes. Keep it. If not, it goes in the rubbish bin, and we sort things out together and we do it as a little partnership, and that works really well. And the last suggestion, number 4, is to start small and with common areas. So just remember that your partner might be overwhelmed with the sheer volume of stuff that they've got in their lives, just like you were when you started decluttering as well. So again, offer to work together, but work together on easy areas. Maybe start the habit of doing nightly 10-minute tidy decluttering sessions on an evening, and that's a great way for you to get into the habit of stopping those clutter piles piling up. And then once you've established that habit, you might try moving on to some bigger projects, and that's much lower pressure than targeting an entire room or an entire wardrobe and being confronted with a massive pile of clutter to get through. Now, not each of these steps are going to work for everybody. They're not always going to be successful, and that's because as humans we're all different, and there's just going to be times or situations where it's just not going to work. But for most people, these tips do work. Not always immediately, and not always perhaps to the extent that we want them to work, but often well enough that actually decluttering can become a unifying family project rather than a source of division in your household. And life is so much easier when you can work together towards the goal of clutter-free living. But just remember that even if you are walking the decluttering journey by yourself for now and you are just trying to do the best you can still make significant changes. You can make a positive difference. And ultimately, you want to prioritise your relationship, the communication, the love and the mutual respect between each other. Okay, thank you. That's it for today's episode. Remember, this journey, like all journeys we take, it is better when it is shared. But until next time, keep striving for that simplicity. Take care. Thank you so much for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the Simple Joy Show further, then please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from me, you can follow me on Instagram at HelloSimpleJoy. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.